the Black community, from what I have witnessed, there is not a lot of talk about proposals, weddings, supporting families, marriages, like the whole ceremony. I feel like the most I've gotten from a proposal and how it should be and marriage and what to expect out of a husband was on Instagram or like YouTube, those viral videos of like, oh my God, oh my God. Like, it's beautiful, but I don't feel like we were raised to think or talk about that. And I could just be speaking about my experience or what I've seen. But really, one thing that was brought to my attention is if you think about prom, which I've never been to, but prom is a white tradition. It's short for promenade, which is more like square dancing and that sort of like Western culture type thing. But like, we decided to go all out for prom. Now, check this out. You have the boy going to the father to ask for permission to take the daughter to the dance or to the prom. That is symbolic for marriage. Like, you're asking the dad for the permission to take the daughter's hand in marriage. You see? But it's not, but the marriage idea was not presented to us, but it's like, well, here's something like it. And then you have they get accepted. So you buy this expensive dress and with the sequins and you got your hair all done up like a wedding. And then you got the son that, either buys the suit or rents the suit and it's expensive like a wedding. And then the families, they get together, they meet at one of the houses and, like a wedding. And then they take pictures and eat food and the families snapping here and snapping there, everybody's laughing, enjoying and happy, and this is your day, your big day, star of the show. They get the fancy car, the limo, the rollout carpet, and it is your day. And then the guy holds you out and it's like, yeah, look at my lady, like a wedding. Then you go and you have the celebration and you dance and you enjoy with your friends. And then afterwards, a lot of people will go get hotels, like the honeymoon. But it's like, we go all out, spend all this money, thousands and thousands of dollars for a prom, for something that was westernized culture. Not something for us specifically, but we weren't taught about husbandhood, motherhood, womanhood, being a household and supporting family. It's like, yeah, we're not going to teach you, and I don't think it was intentional, but it's like, we're not going to talk to you about this thing, but like, here's this prom thing that's so cool. And what I realized is a lot of people that I went to high school with, a lot of white people are married, and a lot of Black people are, oh, when I'm gonna find a man, ain't no good girls out here, and there's nobody like engaged in moving forward. And I'm like, I feel like marriage was something that was maybe taught to them. They actually got examples of like weddings and like they desire that family dynamic. And for us, there's been a lot of division for so long. And for me, I equated or related or correlated my independence as a woman to not needing a man. So me putting myself in a position at a young age to have my own place and my own car and have multiple jobs and make X amount of money, I took that as, oh, I don't need no man. But for me, it's like, why couldn't it just be an accomplishment that I had for myself? Like, dang, girl, you did that on your own. Why does it have to be, I had to say, oh, I didn't need the help of a man? Why? Like, I had that mentality, and it's like, why not just be happy and proud of your accomplishment? Why did you have to bring up the fact that, oh, no, ain't no man do that for me? And it's like, you're subconsciously causing that division. So to relate it back to the prom situation, it's like we're idolizing everything but the real thing. And back in like the 50s and 60s, like a lot of us were married. A lot of Black women and Black men were married, and probably like the most married. But now it's just like so much division. And I talked about it a little bit on my Instagram with the whole welfare situation. To be on welfare, to get WIC, to Section 8, it's like you can't have no man in your life. It's like those are the things that you get a hold of when it ain't no man. So it's like, we're going to grant you this thing, but yeah, get rid of that dude. And one thing, I know I'm like thinking, I'm like all over the spot, but like one thing that's really sad to me is when the mother and father dynamic is not the best, women will stop the man from seeing their child. So it's like, if you're not giving me child support, you can't see your child. And there's more to raising a child than money. Like having a roof over their head, water, food to eat, that's maintaining a child, that's keeping a child alive. But to actually raise a child is more than money, and I feel like the father and the mother is needed for that.
I sincerely believe that only men can make boys men. Now, don't misquote me. I did not say that a single female parent could not rear or educate her child, but she need not do that by herself. Where are black boys going to see black men? If you look at the home, 38% of all black children live in a single-run household. In terms of school, 83% of all elementary school teachers are women. 95% of all teacher aides are women. When you look at on television, you'd be hard-pressed to name 5 positive black men on television. And then, unfortunately, many young people, men don't go to church. So the last place is the streets, and that's the problem. The streets do a very poor job making black men. So the real problem is black boys have a difficult time seeing strong black male role models, which is why these kind of shows are very important.
And so when you have a woman that's putting down a man, now granted he might not be doing what he's supposed to, but why not be more encouraging than constantly putting him down? They'll be like, oh, he ain't about nothing, he don't do nothing for you, he don't want to be around you, oh, he weak, oh, he out there with his friends, like speaking so down on him in front of the child, son or daughter. They have this idea about men, or idea about a dad, or an idea about their father. And men really be taking to heart what a woman says. Like they have the power to really uplift and see greatness in a man, or really bring him down. So all them times where it's like, you ain't about nothing, you a deadbeat, you don't do nothing, I take care of my kids by myself, that division, that divide, you think that's going to give him motivation to do better? Or is it going to be like, well, you think about this way about me anyway, and my mom said that my dad wasn't nothing and I'm not nothing either, so I'm just going to live and be into that thing, instead of encouraging him and be like, hey, like, I believe you could really do better, I want to see you do better, I want to see you for your kids, like with your kids, I know you can do that. It's just like you beat them up about it. And so, like, if you think about it, in a lot of households, first of all, disclaimer, I'm gonna tell you something. My mom has never spoke poorly about my dad. She's always encouraged me to have a relationship with him and to talk to him, and like whatever they might have went through personally, it was none of my business and I did not know. Whatever relationship I had with my dad, that was based off of my experience with him. That wasn't like taught to me, that wasn't, you know, a seed that was dropped in there. This woman has never spoke bad on him, and I appreciate that. I'm not sure where she learned that from, but I just know that in her mind it was like, you know, you do need your father, and I do encourage you to have that relationship despite what we're going through. I still want that, and I really do appreciate that. And I don't have in my mind like a bitter idea of men at all. Like I don't feel like black men ain't this, oh, ain't him. I don't have that. I don't have that in my heart at all. It wasn't taught to me. I didn't get to see the perfect dynamic of a husband and a wife. My parents were married, but I didn't get to see, like, grow up in that dynamic and see a husband and a wife, and, you know, how they function in a household, and, you know, what the role of the husband is and what the role of the wife is. I actually did see my mom hold it down as a independent woman. So for me, I like, now that I'm not, like, I'm gonna say now that I'm not married like I was married before, but the fact that I'm not married, I actually have time to reflect and to think about these types of things. Don't stop your child from seeing their dad because, you know, y'all are on bad terms. Like, you are punishing the child. You're not, I know you might be feeling like you're punishing him, but at the end of the day, the child does not benefit from that. Like, it's detrimental. You need a mother and you need a father. A father cannot teach a daughter how to be a woman, and a mother cannot teach her son how to be a man. They need both for it to function. It has to happen. Please, like, just be encouraging, just uplifting. Like, I don't like the divide. Everybody I look up, it's like, I'm single and I don't want to get married, and I just don't see myself getting married and stuff. Like, the idea, it's like, even with the, I know I keep going back, even with the whole prom thing, you know, people are like, well, I'll just get the ring, but not the actual marriage. Like, I'll get something like it, but like not the real thing. And it's just like, I don't know if men know how to propose or when to propose, or what they should look for in a wife aside from her just really looking good, like, or what a woman should look in for a husband other than a guy that's financially stable. So I believe that when we do have children, we have to make sure that we are having these conversations. This is what a husband looks like, and or should look like, or these are the things that you should look for and that they should have, and show them real life examples as well, like whether it's in magazines or TVs, and hopefully their father or their grandparents or whoever, and show them that. The worst thing is like when they're like the father is not in the household. You might be getting love from the mom, but you don't know what it's like to show affection in a relationship. Or like the son might not know how to treat a woman per se. Like he knows how to treat his mom, like he has an idea of it, but he's never seen like a male or the father actually treat the mother in a way and then learn like I need to treat my daughter that way, or forgive me, my girlfriend that way, or whatever. But I will say, shout out to the single moms and the single dads that make it happen, and your circumstances have put you in a situation where it had to be that way. But I encourage that it not be that way. And even myself, I have to check myself sometimes, because it's been times where I'm like, oh, I can just have a baby and I could just take care of the baby by myself. And it's like, no, Diamond, that's not fair. You in your mind might be like, I'm good. Like I can take care of a child, but your child might not feel that way. Like their development, their mental, they're not going to feel that way. You feel like, oh, I can financially do this, I can do that, I can do that. But they still need that other parent, that other figure. The child ain't get here on its own. We have to better talk to our men. And I'm happy that I didn't hear the, oh, he ain't nothing, oh, he a deadbeat, he's this, he's that, and the third, like, he's naive, he's dumb, he's stupid. Imagine a woman talking about her husband like that in front of the daughter, right? And then the husband comes home happy-go-lucky and cool, not knowing that anything's going on. The daughter gonna think the father dumb. It's like, this woman in here talking trash about you, and you just over here acting like ain't nothing happened. You dumb. And that's going to be their mind or their perception, their mindset or their perception about a man. And I just say, like, be careful. Like, children, young people are sponges. They soak up, they absorb, they watch, they pay attention to everything. Please, like, if you plan to have a child, try to do it like being married. Please try to do it the right way. I know things come up, where you get pregnant and you didn't expect it, or you was with somebody you thought it was going to work. But if it's in your power, just really try to do it the right way. And if it doesn't end up the right way, then at least like encourage the mother to be in the life, the father to be in the life. And please please don't speak down on either of the parents despite your personal experience with them. Just always try to encourage them to be involved as much as you can. But it was just weighing heavy on me, because I do feel like we're getting away from marriages and weddings and foundation and supporting families and, reproducing like healthy, happy, good character kids. It's important. Like I said, kids be paying attention. Be careful what you be teaching them.